So here we go. What we have is the dough right here, fairly loose, white flour. 1 kilogram of white flour from Costco, organic, no GMO. And 750 grams of water. Also, 3.5 teaspoons of sea salt. About 2 cups of a starter, and maybe 1/4 teaspoon of dry yeast mixed together. So let's start. Let's see how it looks like. It looks good. It's fairly loose. So what we need to do, we need to flour the board and be generous with the flour. There is no need to be not generous with it. So the way I remove the dough, the best way that I found is to use a little scraper like this. And this is what I do. You have to just let it go, but be careful and make sure that you scrape all the dough. So the dough will start flowing and you keep scraping, and it's gone. All right, so all of it is on the board, maybe even a little bit more. So here it is. As you can tell, this is rather loose dough, so you have to be gentle working with it. Always use flour and be generous with it again. So try to lift it up a little bit, put some flour, turn it, put some more flour here, and turn it again, yeah? So fairly loose. I'm trying to make 3 loaves from it, and they will go into these baskets. So let's try to divide it more or less evenly, 1, 2, or something like this. So here's 1, here's 2, and we have 3 of them, okay? 1 is smaller, 2 others are bigger. So let's start with the big one. Make sure that you prepare some floured space, then rotate it, and here is the cut, okay? So you want to spread it a little bit, and then you want to start rolling. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Take care of the seam. You have to very nicely seal it. Then rotate it, and here it is. You may want to work on it a little bit to stretch the surface a bit. So here it is. Here's 1, okay? Now we'll go to the second one, put some flour on it. The second one has 2 seams, so it really doesn't matter how you do it. Just flatten that a little bit, but do not deflate completely. Okay, so it's rolled, and you can see how loose, how watery the dough is. Not watery, but loose. So rotate it, form a little loaf, stretch it a bit, leave it on the board. Now is the third one. So here it is. We have flour. Again, here's the cut. So you try to open it along the cut because you want to preserve the tension on the existing surface, uncut surface. Okay, so seal it, yeah? And dough is very forgiving as long as you don't abuse it, don't throw it. So here it is. If it starts getting sticky, that means that we don't have enough flour. So flour that a little bit. Turn it around. That will be a small skinny loaf, which is fine. Okay, so after you've done this, you want to let it rest for about 10 minutes before you put it in those 3 rising baskets. So cover it gently in about 10 minutes, doesn't matter, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right, now what we need to do, we need to prepare the baskets. So here are the baskets. And I'm going to, and these are the best baskets money can buy. Okay, here's the basket, here's the liner. The liner is easily washable, so I wash it every 2 or 3 bakings unless they get dirty. I use rice flour to sprinkle each and every basket to prevent the dough from sticking. And the rice flour works the best. Regular flour may be sticking a little bit. This one doesn't. So here it is. So we are prepared. Let's wait another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll proceed. Ready? So it's been maybe 10 minutes or so. So here's our dough. It rested a little bit, and now the trick is to put it in those baskets. It's not much of a trick, but it can be done very easily. So separate them a little bit because they are loose. Try to put them on your hand like this, And then here they go in the basket. Okay, so the first one is already here. The second one, separate them a little bit again. The surface is nicely floured. Put it on your arm because it's loose. And in the basket they go. So if they are not perfectly fitting, I wouldn't worry about it a bit. And this one will do the same thing. So, oops, here it is. You see how nice and loose it is. So here we go. So there are 3 babies right here, and we'll let them rise. What I do typically, I clean the board right now from the flour and remaining, well, it's still soft, remaining dough. So here we go. All right. This needs to be discarded. Here we go. In the meantime, you will see how good I look. Okay. Here it is. So I positioned the baskets very nicely, evenly, so they look like sweet babies, and I covered them with a clean towel. Let them rise. What we'll do, it will rise for about an hour before I turn on the oven, and the oven will heat up to 500 degrees within 30 minutes. So the total rise, the second rise, will be approximately an hour and a half. Until then, GoPro, stop recording. All right. Okay, so here we go. 1 hour of waiting and 30 minutes or so for the oven to get to 500 degrees. So here are the breads. Let's put them in the oven. Here it is. Carefully. Remember, the trick is not to get burned. So I'm not going to jinx it, okay? So here it is. Hot pizza stone to 500 degrees. One by one, let's put them on. So this is what you do. You position your fingers like that and rotate it and put them on. So let's see how it will work. Another one. Let's see. Remember, the trick is not to get burned. All right, yet another one. Okay, so here are 3 of them. Let's leave them for 500 degrees for about 18-20 minutes. Let's see how they develop. Wish me luck. 18 minutes later, let's see how they look like. So here are the babies. All right, here they are. It's not too shabby, it's not too shabby. I will give them another 2 minutes maybe, because they need to be a little bit more crispy, although, you know what, they are fine. Here we are. Okay. So here are the babies. Here are the babies, so look at them, look at them, look at them. Beautiful, beautiful. So they are good. They're burned a little bit here on the side, which is fine, but they sound hollow. They are good. That's exactly what we wanted. Thank you very much. GoPro.